Sia the science girl. Sia the science girl.
Science rules.
Sia the science girl. Genes are sections of DNA.
The science girl.
Gene therapy and modification. Sia the science girl.
The understanding of the relationship between genes and traits has greatly developed over these years. We now know that genes, or segments of DNA, code for a particular protein, which in turn determines or influences a trait, such as hair color. This understanding has contributed to advances in technologies like gene therapy and genetic modification. These technologies allow for the alteration of genes in the DNA sequence, which enables people to influence the inheritance of desired traits in organisms in the way that it is beneficial to themselves. First, let's take a look at the first technology, which is gene therapy. But before moving on, what exactly is gene therapy? Gene therapy is the insertion of working copies of a gene into the cells of a person with a genetic disorder in order to correct it. Gene therapy has enabled humans to prevent future generations from inheriting genetic disorders by allowing the alteration of defective genes. Take a look over here. This is the CRISPR technology, a method to edit the genomes in an organism. Due to its efficiency, genetic diseases can be cured more easily with its use, and as of now, it has been used to remove the DNA of HIV-infected viruses in human cells in Philadelphia. This means that CRISPR has the potential to not only cure HIV, but also other genetic diseases such as cancer. Not only that, but the CRISPR immune system, which is heritable, has been discovered in bacteria, being estimated to be present in about 40% of them. Being heritable means that the offspring of the cells that have the immune system will inherit it, unlike the human immune system that learns from previous pathogens it encounters every time. Since this immune system was found in bacteria, there is the possibility that the same techniques can be implemented in humans to allow for a better immune system, which will contribute to the prevention of various diseases.
Now let's take a closer look at the next kind of technology, genetic modification. Hey, why aren't you paying attention? Also, what's genetic modification again? Genetic modification is the process of transferring a gene from the DNA from one organism into another in order to produce desired traits. Through genetic modification, humans are able to produce agricultural products with enhanced qualities, such as crops with more nutrients or stronger resistance against pests. For example, beetle-resistant genes have been inserted into the genetic sequence of tomato plants, and rice has been genetically modified so that it can grow in salt water. These kinds of genes affect genetically modified plants in a beneficial way. Along with the benefits of GMOs comes the risks. GMOs prevent humans from growing the old variety of foods such as ordinary corn or ordinary tomatoes, which contain the natural and more healthier substances. GMOs can cause illnesses and allergies to an individual, for the substance inside the GMOs may not accommodate with one's traits. Hey, do you want to add on?
Yeah, so genetic modification can be used not only on foods and agricultural crops, but it can also be used on organisms such as mosquitoes, right? So genetic modification can implement traits into these mosquitoes or organisms so that it can help combat diseases such as malaria or the Zika virus. For example, a British company called Biotech used genetically modified mosquitoes to mate with virus-carrying females, which cut the virus-carrying population of mosquitoes by 90% in 6 months. This displays the possible effectiveness of genetically modifying mosquitoes in eliminating viruses. More evidence also supports that genetic modification can be useful in combating malaria as well. So the genetically modified mosquitoes of a molecular biologist named Anthony James had the ability to increase malaria resistance among its future generations of mosquitoes with a nearly certain success rate.
Now that we have a better understanding of both gene therapy and genetic modification, let's sum it all up.
So first, we talked about the development and technologies throughout history, which brought us to having the advanced technology called gene therapy we have today. And through gene therapy, we could cure diseases and genetic disorders by changing or editing the sequence of an organism's genomes.
And we talked about genetic modification too. This can be used for enhancing food and agriculture, but also for combating diseases like Zika and malaria. So we've learned a lot about different technologies today.
Thanks for watching!
See ya, the science girl.